Hello everybody, it's Makito. I hope everybody's having a good day. And it's had a good day so far. It's not the official robe. I haven't got the new one. But we did sweep the money lines and had a really good day, player prop wise as well. So I figured why not wear this one for now. Like I did well on those, but as always, I'll go over the picks at the end of the video. But we have another pretty good slate when it comes to Sunday. Not as big as Saturday, but still a lot of games to work with. So I found some plays that I like, and as always, if I have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. I delayed it tonight, but more than likely it'll be tomorrow before game starts, about an hour to 30 minutes before the game starts. And of course, there's a lot of games that start across different times. So if you want to look for a specific game in general, obviously not guaranteed that I'll have plays because I might not find anything that I like. But if I do, for example, if a game starts at 10 a.m. Your time, I would check around 9 to 9:30 your time as well before the game starts to see if I do have any added plays, because that's where I will have them. I do also post them in my Discord, which is completely free to join. There's no reason to join. Link for that in the description. And any picture that you see on the screen is from the data app called Outlier. You get a 7-day free trial with my link in the description. It's a 7-day free trial, so there's no reason not to try it. And it's not only for soccer, it's for all sports. NBA, MLB, NFL, all of that. It's a great resource app. You can find a lot of great plays there with stats to back it up. You can, if you find play that you like, you can use it to back it up as well and see if the numbers go along with it. And you can filter it out based on many different factors, whether it's home and away, with or without players, minutes played per game. It also gives you matchups. It gives you I guess more advanced statistics as well. So if that's what you want to try, again, 7-day free trial linked in the description. But then that, I'll get straight into my plays. My first player prop play is Antoine Semenyo to go higher than 3 shots at home for Bournemouth, going up against Nottingham Forest. He's had 3+ in 4 of 8 games so far. So it looks like around a 50% hit rate, I guess you can say. But 3 of those misses were against top 10 defenses for shots conceded. Now playing Nottingham Forest, who on average have allowed the 5th most shots to opponents per game at 13. He's a good dribbler, and that's something that Nottingham Forest is weak at defending. They're weak at defending players on the wings that are like pretty skillful, and Semenyo's pretty good at that as well. He's also good in the air. He's 6'1", and he wins 94% of his aerial duels so far, and that's really good because that's another one of Nottingham Forest's weaknesses, aerial duels, and it showed last season. He played them twice last season, as you can see on the screen. He went over in both of those games against them with 5 shots and 4 shots. We need at least 3, and he's also a very versatile player, which is what I like. Last season, he took 63 shots with his left, 54 with his right, and 8 headers, so he can shoot with either foot. Even this season, I believe he's been 9 right-footed shots and 9 left-footed shots, so he's a very versatile player. Whenever he gets the chance, he will take them as well, and he's a long shot taker. Last season, 85 from inside the box and 40 from outside the box, and he shot even more at home as well, more consistently. He had 3+ shots and 14 of 19 games and went over in 13 of 18, but one of those games he ended with exactly 3, which is what we want at least. And if you look at the misses, one was due to an early red card. One, they took a super early lead like first minute. Another one, they had another early lead and a red card, or it was a tough matchup. So again, just I'm not giving excuses to why he missed, but there's certain reasons why he could have missed that line. But here with honestly at 3.0, I think you're getting good value because of his misses that he's had so far this season. He's at home. I like the matchup, and that's a good line. So I like Antoine Semenyo to go higher than 3 shots. And then the second play that I found that I like is Sergi Darder to go higher than 1.5 shots assisted at home for Mallorca, going up against Levante. If you look at the 8 games that he started so far this season, it doesn't look great on paper, only going over in 3 of those 8 games. But if you look at the context, look at the games he went under. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Bilbao, Sevilla, Alaves, all are tough matchups, and they're all top 10 when it comes to allowing shots assisted. They were all tough matchups. Now it is the complete opposite, playing the best possible matchup against Levante, who have so far allowed the most shots assisted to opponents on average at 13.1. Their biggest defensive weaknesses are defending through balls, defending set pieces, and holding possession of the ball. Mallorca is another team that doesn't hold possession, but if you follow this channel for a while, I've mentioned when two low possession teams play each other, they each get more possession than what they usually would, which also means more chances to shoot than they usually would, which is good for us. I also mentioned that their weaknesses are through balls and set pieces. Darder is their set piece taker and likes to cross and is a good crosser. He will cross it even when it's not set pieces, and that's good for us as well. He has a good hit rate as well. If you look at last season when he played at home, in which he played at least 45 minutes, he went over in 61% of games. 11 of 18 games he was able to go over, with half of those misses against tough matchups. I know Barcelona was one of them, Real Madrid was one of them, I know Athletic Bilbao was one of them, and I know Real Betis was one of them. But he still had a great hit rate in those games, 61% hit rate at home. And in those games he missed, he has a tough matchup. And I mentioned this the complete opposite against the best possible matchup. And I like the line at home. Sergi Darder to go higher than 1.5 shots assisted. But as always, before I get into our money line plays, I would really appreciate if you took a second to like the video and comment as well. It's a great way to support the channel, whether it's just showing your support or asking questions. A lot of y'all ask questions, which I'm glad to see. If anything, it just shows that you are showing more interest in soccer, which is a great sport, or you just want to have more info on what you want to bet on. Regardless, I love answering your questions, and it's also a great way to boost the video out to the YouTube algorithm, so I really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos do go out. And I do also let y'all know my free Discord, which I mentioned earlier in the video. Not only do I post whenever my videos go out publicly, I also notify y'all whenever I have added plays as well. So I'll let y'all know in my YouTube pin comment, and I also let y'all know in that Discord. And it's a great community where people post their own plays. You can post your plays. People talk during the games on all sports, not just soccer. So link for that in the description. I mentioned Outlier as well in the beginning of the video. 7-day free trial linked as well. So for those that don't know, I do have my YouTube membership, which is the only form of premium that I do have. It's just for those that want to support the channel a little more, and you do get the content out earlier, hence why I mentioned the video going out publicly. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. If you're not a member, those that are already got the video and all these plays before everybody else. And again, it's a great way to support the channel. So I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way, and I'll get straight into my money line plays. We hit day 1 of the ladder challenge, so we're on to day 2. I got this set for plus 104. The first play is in Spain La Liga, and that's Osasuna to score at home going up against Celta Vigo. While Celta is coming off a home win in the Europa League, they still conceded in that game. They're traveling away to Osasuna and are just playing 3 days after that game, so they don't have much rest, while Osasuna have that week's rest, at least 6 days of rest. And they're also a leaky team, and they have conceded in 100% of games so far this season. All 12 games that they've played in all competitions, whether it's Europa League or La Liga, Celta Vigo has conceded a goal, so it's a great matchup for them. They're weak in the air. That's one of Osasuna's strength. They have Budimir, the striker, who's 6'3". They have Toro in the midfield, 6'2". Two center backs in Catena and Herando, who are 6'4" and 6'3" respectively. So they have a lot of big bodies that can exploit one of their defensive weaknesses. And if you look overall, they've allowed 10.2 shots at home, and it goes up to 14.7 away, which is more opportunities for Osasuna. And last season, they conceded in 84% of away games that they played. That's 16 out of 19 games. So even last season when they played away from home, they couldn't stop opponents from scoring. And I see the same thing happening here. Osasuna has scored well at home so far this season. In all 4 games that they've played, they have gone over. So 100% of games that they've played so far at home, they have gone over, which I really like because it carried over from last season. Not only this season did they scored well at home, even last season in 19 home games, this hit in 100% of games. They scored in every single home game last season. They have scored in every single home game this season. That includes tough matchups like, again, the Real Madrids, Barcelona, Bilbao's, all of those teams that were able to score against, now playing against Celta Vigo, who they were able to score against last season as well at home. It's a good matchup. They're a strong home side. They don't have any big injuries or anything. They have Budimir. They have their main players, so I expect them to score here. So I like Osasuna to score at home going up against Celta Vigo. And the second play that I found that I like is in the German Bundesliga, and that's Stuttgart to score first going up against Mainz, playing at home. I was back and forth, honestly, in this game with a lot of plays. But one thing that I knew for sure is that I wanted something that would benefit Stuttgart, something that would be in their favor. I was in between them going over 4.5 shots on target, Stuttgart maybe to get more shots on target than Mainz, or even under 1.5 Mainz goals. But I settled on this because that was the initial play that really drew my attention, and I'm trusting my gut here. Despite coming off that game losing 1-0 away from home to Fenerbahce, the only reason why they lost that game was due to a penalty. So I don't really blame them too much there. They've done especially well at home anyways. They played away in that game. They're playing at home. If we don't count the very first game against Bayern in the Super Cup when they played at home, after that, the next 4 games, they've won those 4 games straight. 4-game winning streak so far. They kept a clean sheet in 3 of those 4 games, and in all games overall, they have scored first in every single one of those games. Obviously, they kept a clean sheet in 3 of them, so they scored. That's all that mattered. And then in the game that they did concede, it was a 2-1 game. They scored first in that game as well, which is what I like. While Mainz, on the other hand, have really struggled in the league, especially. They have won both games in the Conference League. I believe that's where they're playing, but they won 1-0, and it was against much weaker opposition, so even then it doesn't really impress me. And in the league, they're winless in 6 or 7 games, winning 1 game, drawing 1 game, and then losing the rest of them, which is 5 games that they've lost. They have conceded in all 7 league games so far, and I don't see them stopping the Stuttgart side. And on average, they've allowed 15 shots a game, which is the 6th most in the league. They also lost Buchart, who's their striker from last season, to Frankfurt. He was their top goal scorer, had a couple of assists as well. So even then, their main attacking threat is gone, hence why they struggled as well. Mainz don't play possession of the ball. Stuttgart do play possession. That's more opportunities for us. I see them scoring in this game easily. It's just whether they can just maintain their defensive structure that they've had so far at home and stop a struggling Mainz side. So I trust the home team. So like Stuttgart to score first, going up against Mainz, pair with Osasuna to score, going up against Celta Vigo for day 2 of the ladder challenge for plus 104. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll quickly go over last video's picks. Like I mentioned, day 1 of the ladder challenge hit. Borussia Dortmund 3 money line going up against Köln. That was a sweat. They were 0-0. They didn't score till last minute of the game, but they were able to come through. And then we had that pair with No to Parma to win at least 1/2 going up against Como. That game ended 0-0, so Parma didn't even have a chance to take the lead. So we hit day 1, so that was good for us. And the second money line play hit as well. PSG to score at least 2 against Brest. They won 3-0. Perfect for us. And then we had over 11.5 Marseille shots going up against Lens. That hit as well. I believe they had like 8 or 10 by halftime, so pretty easy play as well. And then player prop wise, we did have the DMP with Julian Brandt over 1.5 shots assisted. He didn't start, but then the other YouTube play was Politano to go under 0.5 shots on target. He hit. He got subbed out. He didn't even take a shot in that game. Perfect for us. And then I did have 4 added plays with 3 of those hidden. Bruno Fernandes over 2 shots. He hit. He ended with 4. We had Adeyemin, which was a Goblin play to go over 1.5 shots. And I'm glad I took the Goblin and not the normal play, which was at 2.5. Something told me to just switch to the 1.5. He ended with exactly 2. We hit, and then we have Mukiele to go under 7 clearances going up against Chelsea. He ended with 4. So all great reads there. And then I did have Ansgar Nov to go higher than 1.5 shots, which was my only miss against playing for Frankfurt. He had 4 shots assisted and did well playmaking wise, but didn't shoot, so that was my only miss. Super close to sweeping the full day, but we did sweep the money lines and had a 4-in-1 day player prop wise, so that was a great day, and hopefully we can carry it on, go and get to this Sunday slate. Like I mentioned before, if I have any added plays, keep an eye on the pinned comment or join the free Discord in the description. I'll notify y'all there as well. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.